Good day, my name is Todd Standing. Welcome to my Throwback Thursday edition. This is just, as many of you know, I'm working on the documentary on my computer behind me. That's the big complaint right now is get more footage, I have more footage. I wanted it out that people want to see it, so I want to get this documentary done. As I'm going through the footage, I have so much stuff just to do with live interactions and eyewitnessing a Sasquatch live on expedition with me. I have 10 different sections that are totally amazing. So there's like 20 others that I'm just going to start putting up here for Throwback Thursday. This one in particular was just such an amazing day. And the problem with this one is there was a sighting. I'll tell you about what happened for the sighting, but we didn't film the way it turned out. We didn't film each other talking about the sighting afterwards, and I'll explain why that all came into play. But yeah, this is just a little bit of background. So I'm on expedition with a colleague, friend of mine, Rich from Ontario, who we just gelled so well together, and I have so many expeditioners that I just consider wonderful, really close friends, and I'm so excited about this discovery moving forward with these guys. But anyways, this is this has been what happened with Rich. Is I thought this was going to be a horrible expedition because when we first came out, we couldn't even get in the research site. We couldn't get the base camp for 3 days because there was so much snow on the ground. So the snow melts. It took 3 days for the snow melts just so we can get in with my 4x4, big jacked up 4x4, could finally get into the research area. And then it got really warm. The snow melted a lot. And we had just on the very last 48 hours, it was just Planet of the Apes is what Rich says. And that's what I agree with. It sounded like there was a big troop of primates out there. And the fallout after that was totally amazing. What a wonderful, spectacular expedition that was. I'm so excited to get back out in the field and keep doing this with new people and old friends, and keep building those relationships. So here we'll go into this one, and I'm gonna break it up with me coming in and explaining a little more background from time to time. But this is also, you're gonna see raw footage, guys. I basically hit record and walk around and hand the camera to Rich, and he hands the camera to me, and just raw, like untainted, exactly how it happened. Get ready for it, because I apologize in advance for the little shaky cams from time to time, but it's raw, awesome, real, what happened. Sasquatch, the camera that we were holding, the Sasquatch was within a couple hundred yards at times. So that's pretty amazing. So enjoy this little sequence, and yeah, stay tuned to the end too, because I got the big breakthrough at the end, the big enchiladas at the very end, and we'll get to it after all this is explained. So enjoy. For the past 10 years, I've been conducting expeditions, documenting chronicles, and interviewing people pertaining to the subject of Sasquatch. With over 20 years worth of hardcore backcountry expedition experience into the most remote regions, I've tracked and studied various North American species that have had little to no exposure to civilization. I am a student of many disciplines, trained in the art of tracking by a Cree Nations elder and a military sniper. My skill sets include camouflage techniques using the terrain and its features to mask ground movement, survival, evasion, and escape techniques.
I've been able to see for the first time some complete segments of Todd Standing's filming of Sasquatches, and I'm firmly convinced that he has filmed Sasquatches, and that what he has portrayed in his documentary are indeed very close portraits, in fact, of the Sasquatch face.
So let me set it up for those of you who are fans and have seen my documentary. We're standing right beside structure number 1, where we've had apples taken and tracks, and just lots of amazing stuff has happened there. So it's the morning after we had the whole crazy day before. On the day before, just to give you background on that too, what happened is you only hike so far in a day. You got to get back before it's nighttime, and we were hiking and we kept going, went too far. We had to come back in the dark, but we went too far because we were getting the Sasquatch interactions and all this amazing stuff going on. So anyways, this is the next morning where we're noticing apples are taken and we're hearing sounds around us. So even though the Sasquatch didn't do anything during the night, which we were hoping for, we just heard them booming around a little bit. There was no major interactions, just minor stuff. But stuff's about to happen today because we're leaving. We have to leave. We've been out there for our time, and there's major reasons we have to go. I'll get into that. But for now, we're leaving, and the Sasquatch know. It's the end of the year. It's my last expedition, and they are very excited to make contact as best they can. So watch what happens.
The only way I can describe what we heard was a bunch of angry primates freaking out just over the hill from where we were. But it was like a distinct, when we crossed that line, it was an uproar. The river was the creek is so loud though that we were both wishing we could press the mute button on that to fully hear it. But there was definitely primates freaking out.
Yeah.
And when we left there, we left an X to signify that we weren't going to track any further. And I drew a representation. There was still lots of snow there. So I drew a little guy and a much bigger guy beside it. So maybe they followed us. Well, we were definitely being followed out of there. But maybe they followed us back here. And this is their showing that they didn't come right into camp and scare the crap out of us.
Well, and I heard...
No, you were hearing the thump.
The boom, 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 boom. But way off in the distance. They weren't coming close. You know, so...
Amazing.
Yeah, I agree. We heard, like, Planet of the Apes down by Binnanaga Creek, which is far from base camp. It's a hell of a hike. I didn't think we were going to get there, but I found another way down that was easier because you only have so many hours to hike in a day. But it was far. We went in there. We saw a wolf track down there. We did some whoops down there, and then I heard some crashing and some breaking of foliage, and I went down there. I didn't see any elk tracks, right? So something was in the bush making some big crashing sounds, and I should have saw some tracks for it, because elk are just big herds and they'll meander all over the place. They don't hide any tracks. So we heard a crash, went down there. Planet of the Apes happened.
We saw wolf tracks.
Yeah, we saw wolf tracks down there, but a wolf wouldn't have, and the wolf tracks are about 24 hours old.
Yep.
We both agree. Really easy to deduce that one, because you're out here. When you're out here and you know, hey, it was hot the day, then it froze up overnight. Now it's hot again today, and you go.
The prints themselves were ice, so you could tell that something had stepped in it. The cold came at night, turned it into ice,
right.
And we came there the next day.
Yes, that's my student.
Yes.
I'm teaching him how to track, and he's doing very, very well. He knows how to get bearberries, bunch berries. He'll get his strawberries when they're good, cranberries.
Which are very tasty right now, I might add.
He knew deer tracks before he came out here, and he's clear on the elk tracks. If you ever had any confusion before, he's seen bear tracks. He's seen a shit ton of bear tracks for miles and miles, and he's very clear on tree breaks, tree age. The man's become. I mean, do you feel like you've learned a lot on this trip?
Oh, I like to learn something every day, but out here I've learned probably hundreds of things every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I've never been out west here. This is beautiful, and there's lots to learn.
The gray jays, the wolves that you heard last night. Oh, we heard wolves last night, didn't we?
You saw the wolf last night.
Yeah.
Just before we went to bed.
Beautiful howling. Well, we saw the wolves. We heard them 2 nights ago, and last night they were really close.
Really close.
So, and those were healthy, big Canadian wolves, eh? And many of them. We heard like 3 wolves going howling all at the same time. That was kind of scary, huh?
Kind of intimidating.
Kind of intimidating, kind of scary. One kind of coming around the camp, which is okay. Because if you think wolves are dangerous and that wolves kill people, you're on crack. Get off your crack pipe, please.
Yeah, I didn't feel afraid. It's just the sound is eerie.
So fast forward an hour, apples are all taken from structure 1. Apples are taken at structure 2. And we're ripping a rock out of the ground. The reason for that, a little backstory. So there's a rock stack that's over by structure 2. And I'm very convinced that Sasquatch did that. Very, very convinced. I'm very impressed with it. And even, it's extremely likely the Sasquatch did that. I was away for a week, came back, that rock structure, those rock piles were there. It's the first rock pile I ever had in Nordegg, second rock pile ever in my Sasquatch research as one in radium that I've seen. But anyways, it was tremendously significant to me. And even if there's some miracle that some person did that, and it's so extremely unlikely that happened. I have so many pieces of evidence to substantiate that was done by a Sasquatch. Even if it wasn't, though, definitively Sasquatch took a gift off of it and gave me a gift back, because I was out there for the 7 days. A food gift went was taken by a Sasquatch. It was Sasquatch tracks. I know there's no people around. People aren't going to be fooling me. I'm out in the bush there. I'm not going to get outstalked and outdone. That is immensely unlikely and ridiculously not, it's just not going to happen. And then the Sasquatch gave me back a gift, which I have and cherish, and I will always have. It's something that's very precious to me. I go and hold it and put it in my hand and know that a Sasquatch gave that to me as a gift. And so, and I'm very, very certain that was a Sasquatch that gave me that gift back for many, many, many reasons. So anyways, here we are, fast forward, dicking around with the rock. And I apologize for, just like in the episode of Survivor, man, he heard a Sasquatch call back to him while we were recording, and you didn't hear the audio. So that happens here, but you hear our reactions, our reenactment of it. And I'm getting very excited because, especially, you know, again, the first 3 days sucked. And it was I really like Rich, and I wanted him to have a good expedition. That's my fear. People ask me what's my biggest fear on expedition, is absolutely nothing happens and they get a crappy expedition, especially the wonderful, good people that come out with me. And, you know, that happens, we're down to about 15% of the time where it's, you know, raining, the weather's crappy, we don't get good success. But 85% success rate to get a live interaction or to eyewitness a Sasquatch is 40%. So those are pretty good odds. I'm extremely happy with that. And so anyways, let's continue on here. Watching, again, raw footage, right exactly the way it happened. Unedited, no color, no nothing, right as it happened.
There you go. Oh, that's a nice rock. I like that rock. Holy crap.
Look at the hole it leaves. Like, that's obvious.
Yeah, it's really dirty, and the bottom of it, those other rocks don't look like that.
No. No, those other rocks almost look like they didn't come out of the ground.
Now, I wonder if I can make a handprint on here in this mud.
Our hands aren't as oily maybe as theirs.
To a tracker, he'll see that.
Right.
So there's my fingerprint marks on it. I think that's a great rock. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah?
Subtle is beautiful. That's beautiful. Trackers are so good. They pick up the most subtle things. And that's very subtle.
Look at the game trail right through here.
Oh yeah, there's game trails all over the place. That was in the documentary. We're not saying it's Bigfoot, but look, this is a game trail.
Yeah.
This is a game trail. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's just tons of them all through here. So I'm gonna go take this rock, and I want to go place it over by where these. Look at them from a distance. Holy crap! Damn, boy. That did not happen naturally. So I'm gonna put just one rock here. Just one. We're gonna put apples, and holy shit. Wow. Yeah, Look, whoa, dude! Dude! There's an apple over here on the ground.
No way.
Yep.
I see it.
Oh, man! I'm eating that one. Do you know what takes apples and drags them over? And you know what? This is not even gnawed on or touched. Holy crap, dude! Oh, they're totally here and doing this. Look at that.
Okay, who put that upside down?
Come on. Just like, remember I told you the pair, right?
Right.
And, oh wow, you know, this is so cool because I absolutely am certain a Sasquatch put this here. Nothing in nature will do this, nothing. Look at this apple. It is undamaged, just like it's got gnawed on, shit. So, there's so many little rodents out here. But, this little rodent did not take this apple and put it like that. Even the frickin' chewing was like that way. And where's the little bits? Every time you see an apple that's chewed on, there's little bits.
There are no little bits.
I'm telling you, as a tracker, this is enormously significant. This probably got chewed on the tree because there's no bits around here. And a bear or a wolf or anything, elk, they'll all eat this. They would not just leave a wonderful apple just like that. Oh my goodness, look at that dude. Holy crap. Gift! Oh, I should be recording this. Sorry about the headache I just gave myself, because I know I'll be editing it. That's good. Are you believing this shit?
No.
Are you believing this shit?
This is crazy.
It's amazing. This is breakthrough stuff. I just had a major breakthrough today. Multiple major breakthroughs.
Maybe a passive approach is
Like-
a good thing.
Like, wow. Wow. Brand new day. Holy moly.
I wish we had another whole day.
I wish we had another month.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And again, there's tracks all through here. Well, and there's Sasquatch tracks all through here. We found lots. And the Sasquatch know I'm finding tracks here. You know, that's about the distance.
What was that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That was over there. I heard something over here that Damn. I'm not even surprised. There's a Sasquatch over here. There's a Sasquatch moving my apples. Holy crap. Again. Duplicate the sound you just heard, please.
I'm not good at mimicking.
That's a crow. That's a crow.
Yeah.
But just even just
It almost sounded like someone. Oh.
yeah. That's a crow.
That's a crow. A raven.
A raven. But just over, that's structure one's over there too, yeah?
Yes.
Maybe she went over there, saw the apple, saw your berries.
You're right. We're a fair distance away from there.
Yeah. That sound is coming from where structure one is. Structure one's over there, and that's where that sound's coming from. And we have to go home now.
We have to haul ass, or I'm going to miss my plane.
Yeah, he's got an airplane, and you got to go home, and I have to go home. And I've been out here, this is my 6th day. This is my 7th day.
This is 6 days for me.
That's 6 days for my colleague today. And I am just absolutely blown away by this morning. Blown away. No words.
There are no people out here. I will
Isn't that awesome?
swear on my
And-
mother's grave there are no people.
What's cool is, okay, so a Sasquatch moved that apple, and I could substantiate that because it's actually twice before an apple's been moved. Even on Survivor Man, we saw an apple way the hell up high. So that'd be 3 other times. An apple's been moved with no purpose whatsoever. No animal would do that. And now, as I told Rich, a pair distance, we found that same thing. The pair that I found was just up on a little log like this, just sitting.
What kind of poop is this?
That's horse.
Oh, that's horse.
Yeah, they come this far in.
Looks small.
The colts, right? They'll look smaller. Even we were looking at horse scat, and it looked like it was milky or had it, and I was like, oh, it's still, like we saw the colt sucking on his mom's tit, so it's milk and grass. Anyhow, so the apple out here is freaking amazing. That was moved. That's a Sasquatch. I just heard a Sasquatch over by structure 1 in the distance. So did my colleague. And this rock thing is brand new. Man, am I excited about that. I know I look a little crappy right now, make no apologies for it. This is what a legit person looks like when he's been out in the bush for
We haven't showered.
days and days.
Showered for days.
No showering. Holy shit, that's a interesting. It looked like it could be an ungulate though, whose foot dragged. Just tons of tracks out here, tons of activity. Holy cow. And this,
Kind of. Yes, no.
oh no, that's a print for sure. Absolutely. When you now put your foot in there. See?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a print now?
Yes, I do.
So that's a Sasquatch print. It's, who knows, that's maybe last year. I think you're in it backwards. I think this is the heel, and look, see the toes?
Right.
Right? And that's the way it goes down.
And then it slowly started to pop out.
And look how wide it is. So that's Rich's first Sasquatch track. Once you come step in it, put your right foot in it from this direction. Nope, that's, oh sorry, left foot,
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And then
See all
you
the
could
space?
easily make it over to this log.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe not, that would have crushed that.
what a great track that is. That's a great track. Holy crap, that's an amazing track. Now, do you have any doubt that's a Sasquatch track?
No, and I'm anxious to put a gift in return here.
So I hope you're starting to get a feel for the reality of the boots on the ground success that my colleagues and I have been having, not just from the documentary Discovering Bigfoot, but just all the people. It's dozens now, dozens of people. And I'm so pleased. I just get a smile on my face. I'm so happy about the success that we're having. I love it. So the big reveal here is, so we pack up. I tell you, when we were packing up the truck, you could hear them around, whooping and breaking trees. And Rich keeps looking at me and going, dude, we can't leave. We just can't. And we have to leave because, remember I said we couldn't get in for 3 days? That was about a foot and a half of snow that came in. I phoned back to base camp, or I made a satellite call back to my colleague out there, and we were told there's a snowstorm coming in, 3 feet of snow. So if you stay, and this time it's going to stay for days, and when a snowstorm comes in, when you see nothing but this enormous snowstorm, and they're giving weather warnings, and it's a storm, it's coming in for days, there's going to be feet and feet of snow. The Sasquatch are going to disappear, and that snow might not melt. It's late in the year, it's late in October. So if I can't get out, and believe me, I can't get out. I have tires with chain, it doesn't matter. You're not getting out of there if there's 3 feet of snow on the ground. Now you get helicoptered out there and you abandon all your equipment, and he had a flight to catch. But we were even going to change that. We're like, let's change the flight. It was crazy. The stuff that was going on. We turned the cameras off, we're packing up the truck, and the Sasquatch are around like crazy. So as we're driving away, we hear more and more sounds. So Rich has got his window rolled down, and he suddenly yells at me, look over there! And we see a Sasquatch running 50 yards off the road into the trees. I would say about 4 layers of trees back, you could see a Sasquatch running alongside of us and then yelling and making sounds like, Birch! I stop the truck and I go, what are we going to do? He goes, I've seen tracks. Like, we know there's going to be tracks over there, but it's snowing. We've got to get out. He's got to catch his airplane. And, so we just drove out of there shaking our heads going, what the hell? Like, what a time. What a great place to be. It was so amazing. But it just, the thing I told Rich on the way out too is this happens to me. Like, we get this kind of success often. And it's just the way it goes a lot. And, so we just kept moving. And that's why that footage, and that's why I'm bringing this footage. I'm not putting it in the documentary because I don't have that final coup de grace where Rich is like, oh my God, we saw the Sasquatch. We just didn't record it. We literally drove him right to the airport. He got out of the truck, and I walked to him. He's like, we got to get on the plane. He's all, not having showered for over, a week and dirty and, all the stuff that comes, he gets on an airplane. So, but that's how we roll, right? That's the reality of this boots on the ground discovery. So thank you very much for tuning in. There'll be more on Thursday, or more next Thursday, more on Sunday, Wednesday's live. Stay tuned for more, lots of amazing stuff, guys. We're having a great time with this, so keep up.